the original fabric is a hand cut and applique fabric. It's printed. It's a printed linen plaid with hand cut circles of velvet, and then it's embroidered over the top. And it's really, really beautiful.
В оригинале, когда дизайн создавали, это лен, покрашенный в такую клетку, затем нанесена аппликация бархатом, и потом еще поверх шерстяная. Да. If we are talking about the price level, so Baker Lifestyle, then GP&J Baker,
and then Mulberry. Yeah. So,
but not far off from Baker.
But Mulberry has some nice prints and stripes that are not. So all the other themes in Mulberry tend to be very, English sporting pursuits. So hunting, shooting, fishing, motor racing, sailing, lots of things. And so this is a toile design that was taken from the Monarch of the Glen, which is a very famous painting, which was painted in the 1800s. And there's a toile with stags on it, which is very Mulberry.
Дизайн немного мужской, да, и потому что у него очень тесная связь с мужскими хобби, с мужской модой. Традиционные мужские хобби в Англии это, конечно же, охота, рыбалка, конный спорт.
So this is the game birds as a wallpaper. So we produced it. So if you want to have you want your pattern on the wall, then this is the game birds as a wallpaper, and you can put the Mulberry modern country walls, which are much softer colours. We had used with this. So this is a sort of softer colour palette for Mulberry. So you can have the rich dark, or you can have the easy living soft colours in this book. It's a lovely print of horses galloping across the sand. And this is the inspiration for our plaids. This is Downton Abbey, which is of all the sort of English aristocratic hunting plaids and checks, which inspire the fabrics.
Вот что нас вдохновляет на создание коллекции.
And then we have
такой английский аристократический стиль.
And then we have the collection that we're just launching now, which goes with all of this. So we have, this design is called Game Show, and it's a collection of English birds. And this was from an archive document in Baker, and we've printed it on velvet. So
подборка английских птиц, на которых охотятся, и это дизайн изначально был из коллекции Baker, это архив Baker, который они здесь сделали на...
А на фото там синий фон, его нет, да, реально?
Do you have a blue color of this pattern?
Do we have blue?
Yeah.
Yes.
Там нету синего.
It's this
It's
one.
not blue. It's
That's
the
that one.
It's that one. It's the tealy colour. We don't
Those are
have
the
a blue
colours.
blue.
А на фото
Ну,
там был
какой-то
ярко-прусский синий был на...
These are the blues. They're more tealy blues. There's the floral and the blue. And the teal and the blue. But they're more tealy blues. This I love. And then we have a mix of the velvets and this lovely ikat design that we have. So the idea of this design was it would work with everything. So now we're into the new collection which you will have to show, because we were moving to you, we haven't shown this collection hasn't been shown here at all. So this is new for you to be able to show in the market.
Эту коллекцию не продвигали в Россию, то есть мы с нее начнем с новинки практически.
So this design you can see.
Yeah, I've got it here on this one.
Ну да, это стоит, конечно,
But you can see already how these all mix together.
И мы специально выложили большие образцы, чтобы понимали, как.
And then on the chair in the photo shoot, we had mixed this on the inside and this on the outside, so we'd mixed those two things together.
Две ткани сочетали на одном изделии на стуле.
And then there's wonderful colourful stripes that work with all of mulberry when you're decorating. So,
Piece of that as well.
so it's a very, very eclectic collection of pattern and colour.
But here you see it's printed and embroidered. You can see how, again, there's designs that they coordinate, but there's not always an obvious coordination. So we allow the designers to interpret it how they want to do it.
Вы можете их сочетать, можете не сочетать. Ну, подчас, может, на первый взгляд выглядит никак не сочетаемые вещи, но может быть очень интересно.
But having said that, always, you know, the colour palette comes back to all these things always work. So any of this will always work with any of this. This works with this. This works with this. So it's always easy to decorate with mulberry, but it tends to be a very specific colour palette, but you can always mix the
It's
things
amazing,
together, things like that.
У Малбери своя
Да.
специфическая цветовая палитра, но она внутри коллекции великолепно сочетается. Вы можете всегда любой батон зацепить с дизайном по цвету.
And then you can see how we photographed the ICAT design with other small pieces. Tony's finding it. So again, you can put this. You could put this in a room with this, as we've done in our photography. So you can mix everything. So again, I think it's a collection that you need to get the books out and put your schemes together. You know, you can play with it and make many, many different looks with it.
We use a different kind of linen, yeah, in mulberry, and compare mulberry and GP&J Baker. It
Yes.
looks
Well,
quite different.
so, yeah, this is a very fine, much flatter linen, where Baker tends to be slightly more rustic and archival. This tends to be flatter. Also, when we're printing these designs with a lot of very fine texture, if we're printing on very rustic linen, you lose the texture. So if we have watercolour designs, we tend to print them on much flatter linens so that you can see the colour. Whereas, for example, this design, it's still in the mulberry collection, which is more of an archival design, we've printed this because it hasn't got as much texture in it. This is on a much more rustic cloth.
So it will depend on the
But you
style
are
of the
right,
print.
they are different cloths. And also they're different mills. So this we print in Austria in a really fantastic digital printing mill. Yeah, and this is printed by screen printing. So they're printed in different ways as well.
Маша подметила, что здесь в Малбери
And
линей
this is printed
другого
on incredibly.
другого качества, условно говоря. В Бейкер они более такие грубые, ручные выделки, более длинные люки. Здесь линии более современные. Да, это действительно так.
And this design, for example, look at this linen. This is a really, really heavyweight linen because we wanted to get the texture in the ground. So this is printed in Italy. So this is printed in Austria, and this is printed in the UK, and this is printed in one of our mills in Italy. So this collection is incredibly eclectic, how it's produced and where it's produced.
Вот вам три примера льнов, сделанных абсолютно разных. Это в Австрии, это в Англии, это в Италии.
Also, this is printed on a lovely velvet, but it has like a rib, it has like a texture in it. It's very soft. And then there's my velvet book.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to show you because I love this. This is a velvet plaid, which sort of goes with everything in the collection. So you have this sort of rich velvet plaid that you can work with all of these things. So you have this sort of lovely red, and it's spray dyed. It's a spray dyed velvet, so it gets that sort of ombre texture across the velvet. And here you can see we use the floral on the sofa, so we use the floral on the inside and we put the plaid on the outside of the sofa, so we mix the two things together. I think that looks great, I love that. And this is the floral velvet.
Very dramatic, isn't it?
So, and then these are the rooms that have been designed for the show by the designers. That's the claret room. So that's
So we'll
it.
see you there.
So that's the so again, you know, I think the best thing to do with all of our fabrics is to just, you know, get the big pieces and put it together. This is a really fantastic stripe book. Again, we sell a lot of these stripes because it's, you know, we've made it's easy decorating. They all work, or they make lovely big curtains. You know, you can use the stripe for lovely big curtains and then mix some of the prints with it. So this is a great book of colour for mulberry because it's very, very easy to mix everything together. So
Those are our 4 brands.
there are 4 brands. And
Вот те 4 бренда, которые мы получаем теперь в работу.
So these are the 4 brands, and as I say, we sell our product well. We're hoping to share the brands with with existing customers and new customers too, and there's lots of opportunity for, I think, all of you to really work with them and make some great sales. And you can always ask us questions. Email me,
We can send you the
Tony.
videos and things.
We'll send you all the videos and all the other information, so you have lots more information. As I say, use our Instagram also because it's got lots and lots of schemes and things there for
There's
you.
two.
Подписывайтесь на наш Instagram.
Да, уже подписались.
Everybody is in your Instagram already.
Oh, good.
But it's good.
But you know
So-
there's a Mulberry Instagram as well as a Baker Instagram.
Yeah,
Mulberry Baker отдельный Instagram,
yeah,
отдельные странички.
yeah.
Вот. Как вам понравился продукт?
You happy?
Yes. So I think the thing we need to do is work on getting you some hangers or pieces, or we need to work on what you need for the showroom to be able to.
Ну, конечно, должно быть
use
больше
the
больших
collections.
образцов, вешалок. Мы это сделаем.
А можем мы еще получить статистику по России от Кимберли по продажам?
У нас она есть.
Есть?
Надо у Геннадьевича спросить. Я думаю, да, она есть.
А можно еще посмотреть дизайн опера дома с клином?
Yes.
Where is
Do you have it here?
I don't have it here, no, but we
It's
can find it
most
for you.
expensive. in
Yes,
our
it is.
price.
Yes,
And I
You want to see it?
Yes.
yes.
Для справки 454 евро. Дизайн price.
Но это самая дорогая позиция.
Одна из.
А,
Да. Patchwork.
ну, дорогая коллекция, собственно.
Да, это в Малборе.
Yes, it's very beautiful. We can send you a piece.
Thank you.
We should send
Образец
some,
пришлем.
actually. Yeah. Because actually we have, there's a collection within Mulberry which had some really beautiful silks and damasks with embroidery, and it was called Grandiflora, the collection. It was very successful here, and some of the designs, like the opera damask, we should send you because they are really special,
They're
but
very
they
special,
sell
yeah.
well if you have that customer who wants something very, very unique.
Okay, thank you.
So does anyone have anything else they want to ask us?
Мне понравилось. Вопрос,
So if
как
anybody,
это продать теперь?
So the
Самый
most-
главный вопрос – продать.
The most important question, how to sell it.
Yeah.
Почему у вас этот вопрос есть? В чем сложность?
Ни для кого не секрет, рынок падает.
I'm
Даже
sure
самые
some secret that the
обеспеченные
market
заказчики
is,
хотят
going down.
дешевле, дешевле,
Even the
дешевле,
most
дешевле.
wealthy people ask for better and better and lower prices.
Я всегда беру дорогие бренды с собой, чтобы показать, но чаще это получается как золотой унитаз, который ты показываешь. Они же тоже хотят, наверное, понимать состояние рынка и реальности.
And I'm fond of your brands and I love them and I use them many times, but now I see that I take the headphones with me, but I need to find something cheaper and to substitute.
I think that's why we have the other brands, so you can mix things together. And maybe you have the velvet from one brand, and you can do the cushions or the blinds and things like this.
Ну, здесь, конечно, помощь то, что в бренде есть разные уровни товара, да? Есть однотонные вещи, которые сопоставимы
Yeah.
с ценой.
You see, so because we have the same thing in other markets, it's not just here,
Не только
it's
проблема
other
России.
Это
markets
не
too.
только проблема,
So,
конечно,
You know,
конечно.
we
Это
sell a lot
общемировая
of this
проблема, да.
velvet because it looks very good made up. It looks very expensive. So our customers would maybe, if the customer wants a velvet sofa, they would cover the sofa with this, which is extremely well priced, and then they would make some cushions from this, or they
The
make
headboards.
a headboard or a footstool. So what they do is they use this as just, which I'm sure you do, but they would use this as the accent in the room with, and they would make something smaller, like a small chair or something from this. And so we are finding that with our customers that have more of a budget, we use notebooks, we use the vintage velvet and vintage linen, and then our customers tend to use more of these things as highlights, or we use Baker Lifestyle. If we,
When you take this.
the Homes and Gardens.
Oh, how's it got this?
So we use more of those things. And then we are also working on printing a collection of some more classical designs on some cotton linen cloths, so the price point is high. So, but we still, you know, I still feel you have to have the special things in your brand, even if you're producing things that are not as
То есть
expensive.
здесь может быть хорошая комбинация недорогих вещей с акцентами от GP&J Baker. Ну, как бы это единственное наше.
И я-то считаю, что проблема в другом в мировом рынке. То есть люди, выбор настолько геометрический растет каждый день, можно сказать, что наступило пресыщение. А богатые выстроились в очередь за вечной молодостью. Они ждут прорыва в генной инженерии, а быть счастливым, здоровым и долго жить можно и в джинсах, и в рубашке. Богатые выстроились вот не за этим уже. Все, деньги ушли из этой отрасли, на самом деле.
She has her theory that the most wealthy people don't care about now something, how to say, something material.
Ценности и значимости
They
изменились.
think about their life and their feelings, and it's more about health and more about easy living. And that's why they invest their money into their health, into their transformation of their body, and into the traveling. And they can be wear jeans and simple T-shirt, and they don't care about the image, and they don't care significantly about the decor.
Yeah.
That
Well, I think, I mean, I would say that to a degree, I agree with you. I mean, but it's the same in every country in the world. You know, rich people everywhere are international, and some spend money still on their homes and their yachts and their houses, and other people don't. I mean, it's just a balance. But I think, I mean, what fabrics do you use a lot today? That's what I would ask. What are you selling to your customers? What are you selling to your customers?
Ой, у меня все неожиданно. Все бывает неожиданно.
could be very surprising.
Вот сейчас для меня все неожиданно. Там, где ты не ожидаешь, что ты это продашь, оно продается, а там, где ты намеренно везешь самое лучшее, самое интересное, тебе кажется, что это человеку по карману, и он должен бы купить по уровню интерьера, он это не берет, говорит, давай мне языке и тряпку. Неожиданно для меня.
Есть ли какое-то среднее, что-то среднее? Какая-то статистика средняя?
Цена за метр погонный или чего?
Are you asking about the design or about the price level?
Or, well,
Or
brand,
type of the fabric?
brand or type of fabric. I mean,
Бренд, тип
or price
дизайна,
level or type of fabric. I mean, you know,
в любом аспекте.
if this is, you know, too much too
Ну, я,
expensive,
наверное,
is
для
it,
вас не
is it
показатель.
price
Все-таки, если
or
кадо
is it-
существует, значит, есть,
Значит, это кому-то нужно.
значит, это кому-то нужно. И все равно, когда мы это продаем, мы продаем в первую очередь себя, мы не ткань продаем. Правильно? Это вопрос того, насколько ты почувствуешь, поймешь, сумеешь реконструировать его желание, его понимание заказчика.
That's the main issue. The sales is the question of the personal or of the person who sell it. So if you are brave enough, if you are sure enough, if you are really dream about some idea, then you will be able to manage your clients
I think
to
that's-
follow you.
I think that's completely true. But what I do think is true, we see as well, is that, you know, people just generally, they're using less fabric. So because houses are built today with amazing
They were
windows
too
and everything,
sophisticated
they,
at that time.
you know, so you know, they maybe they'll have a sofa covered in a plain linen and maybe have a velvet chair, but they are using less fabric, or they may in a room have something that's very signature, just two amazing chairs and then something very plain. But it's very eclectic, it's very individual. I think that's the word, as you say. It's very difficult to know what anyone is going to buy. It's very personal and it's very individual. And they want to mix modern with traditional, with contemporary paintings, with, I mean, it's a whole different way of designing and decorating. And I agree, most of our very wealthy clients spend a lot of money traveling, and they spend a lot of money on their children's education, and they spend they're just spending money in a very different way. I agree. And health, I agree. I completely agree. It's everywhere.
То же самое в Англии, да, люди тратят, очень богатые люди тратят на эмоции, на впечатления, на образование детей, на развитие себя и меньше на какие-то материальные ценности, да, к которым раньше все привязывались.
Но это может быть и есть хорошо, это зрелость человечества, с одной стороны, да?
And for the world in general, it could be good because people change their values and they pay attention to things that are the most important.
Это плохо с точки зрения бизнеса, но
It's
с
not good
точки
for our
зрения
business.
человеческого, философского понимания,
But,
да?
yes, but then we should say that these fabrics can heal you or
But I still think, I still believe that even if people are buying less fabric or less things, people with wealth still want to have beautiful things. They may want to have them in a
Want to be
different
special.
way, and they may want to wear jeans most of the time, but they still want to have a cashmere sweater, and they still want to sit on a very comfortable sofa. They still appreciate good things and value. They have values, but that doesn't mean to say that they don't appreciate something that's very beautiful.
Exactly.
Still, they just don't maybe buy as much of it, or they don't have big curtains, but they still want to have something beautiful in their home.
Well, we also have a statistic. The high-end market is increasing. If I'm talking about fashion,
Yeah.
if I'm talking about jewelry, but not here. In Asia,
Yeah.
yes, and it's still there is a huge potential
And I think
there.
everybody buys high-low now. You know, they'll wear a Chanel jacket with a Zara
jeans,
T-shirt,
yeah.
or they'll wear an H&M dress with something expensive,
sneakers,
or or they'll buy their Gucci trainers. They'll still wear, they'll wear trainers, but they'll buy Gucci trainers with a pair of jeans. I mean, I just think it's just completely different the way people spend. The way
I think
they
the
spend
important
their
thing
money
is that we
a
still
different
have these
way.
beautiful things. If we just stopped producing them, you'd have nothing. So it's fantastic that we're still able to offer such a diverse range of fabrics. Whether it's the inexpensive velvet or the beautiful pliques, you know, they're here for you in this room and for your clients. So it's a great opportunity to be able to at least showcase them and hope to find the clients. Yeah.
But I also think that within each of our brands, you know, we can have different price points, and you know, we are conscious that we need to do that, which is why we used to produce a lot more embroidery, but it's very expensive. So with Baker
Or silk.
now we have, you know, a lot more print, which is not as expensive. You know, but I still believe that within our brands we need to have very beautiful things as well.
Absolutely.
So,
Thank
you.
you for your energy.
okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lots to look at. Lots to work with.
Yeah, exactly. But we started from the zero, and
It's a good chance to take everything
You
in.
and I discovered a lot.
Good.
So
Yeah.
it was extremely important to create a structure in the brains of our team,
Yeah.
and to understand what's the difference between the brands in general, to understand the story, the advantages, and now it's clear.
Yeah.
What's to say about the positioning
Yeah.
of these
Yeah.
brands,
Yeah.
and how to develop them between other brands that we have.
Yeah.
What's the specific here? It's extremely important, and it's clear now how to compete with the other brands, because you know the advantages.
You know how things look.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean in the UK, our major competitors would be obviously Colfax, but interestingly, we have a slightly different colour palette to them. A lot of our good Baker customers are also good Colfax customers, but they use different things. And Zophony is a good customer, and for some of threads, although we don't have as big a range, you have Mark Alexander, some of Roma Black. So, you know, but I think we still, particularly Mulberry, has a very specific look that doesn't really cross with anyone.
Anybody.
That's a unique thing to remember.
But we sell, even in Russia, we sell twice as much Baker than Mulberry.
It's important for your sales team to remember that.
So the
Baker
Mulberry is the.
No, Baker is our biggest brand. But it could be that you have.
Матка Александровна.
Не, наоборот, GP&J Baker на первом месте.
Да.
But you should find, and maybe, you know, an interesting question is, are all the brands finding the same thing? Because our brands should be a similar price to our competitors in the marketplace. I mean, they should be a similar price to Colfax and Romo and Mark Alexander and whatever. And if they're not, then you need to tell us, because, you know,
We want to
all,
be competitive.
we all know the mills everyone buys from and the pricing, and we try to be, very competitive.
Коллеги,
with it.
если у вас возникнет ситуация, что вы столкнетесь, что Колифакс, потому что наиболее близкий бренд к ним это Колифакс, он очень похож.
I know.
GP&J Baker. Даже по цветовой палитре они схожи. Поэтому если столкнетесь с ситуацией, что цена у нас выше, чем там, на похожие вещи, аналогичные вещи, то это с ними можно обсуждать, они готовы. Они стремятся быть конкурентными по цене. Не говоря уже о том, что очень важно помнить, что если есть большой проект, и это там, допустим, 100 метров или более метров ткани, то цена вообще обсуждается отдельно. То есть есть стандартная цена, да, мы привезем вам метр, и вы знаете, хоть метр, хоть 5-10, цена всегда фиксирована, не надо ничего доплачивать. То в случае, если это большой метраж, то может быть совершенно другая цена проживания, другая скидка. Мы пересчитаем это тоже. И цена может снизиться и на 20, там, даже на 30%, зависит, конечно, от объема. Great job.
Good.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And did everyone listen over there?
Yes, but
Yes.
we lost
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
the last one
Yeah.
left us
Yeah.
20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay, but they listened
Okay.
carefully, that's good, yes. And you're filming?
Yes,
Yes.
with the
So-
full presentation.
Okay.
So you can recap.
Thank you very much. It was very interesting.
Good,
Спасибо.
good. Thank
И
you.
я неожиданно приятно попала.
Operation.